Hey, welcome back, everybody. Sign here again with another episode of Stoneblock 3, and ran into some issues. I logged in today, and there were items everywhere because my refined storage system was running out of power. So I have another flex point down here. This one is set straight to the generators network, and apparently it's 22,000. This thing's only taking 2,900 right now. So I'm not sure exactly what around here is taking that much power. But I think my refined storage system is lying to me about how much power it needs. But yeah, no, this thing kept flickering on and off. So I've got that in as a stopgap. I went ahead and shoved another power cube down here because I was running everything through one power cube. And this one apparently is not doing a thing. Well, oh, that would be why. Wow. Okay. So, um, yeah, we're currently 200,000 plus RF a tick to keep everything running. Which honestly makes sense with all the mechanism machines I got up and running last episode. 191 neutronium. And yeah, so we're going to be working on the induction multi-block from mechanism today. I need a large amount of power storage with a huge amount of throughput. Especially since I'm going to be getting a couple of reactors up and running here soon. Definitely a fusion or fission reactor. And so I've got this thing running right now. We're just making, turning liquid lithium into gaseous lithium, turning that into lithium dust, shoving it into the system. How are we doing on that now anyway? 526. Okay. Not quite as fast as I would want. Did I upgrade you all the way? No, just muffling. Okay. There we go. That's better. Right. So if I want just one ultimate injection cell, which holds 1.6 trillion forge energy, I can make it. It takes 256 lithium. Okay. Bunch of steel. Yeah. 85 basic energy cubes. 69 more steel casings. That's 564 energy tablets. And at least stuff crafts relatively quickly. And the nice thing about this recipe is there's no special crafting involved. There we go. Done. So we have one of these. I'm also going to need at least one provider, which we are good to go on. Okay. Oh, we're waiting on glass now. Okay. All right. Yep, that's going to be an issue now, isn't it? Off camera, I did go ahead and get this little area here set up, making a bunch of sand, dumping into drawers. Not making sand quick enough for the system, though. And then we've got 4 washing stations set up over here. This is mainly just so I can get extra sulfur, but my sand production is not quite up to snuff, so. Let's see, we can mill it. Well, kind of. 40% chance, and then that'll give us iron, coal, and zinc. Huh. That's an idea now, isn't it? So I've got a ton of gravel. And this will get me extra zinc and iron. Mainly iron. Let's see, we can pulverize gravel to get sand. Okay. And then gravel, we can pulverize that from cobble, right? Yeah. And that'll get me a little bit of sand as well. Okay, so that's an option. And I do have a bunch of sand in the system as well, so it's just that over here this is all self-contained. All right, so let's look at our lithium again. 193, okay. Yeah, we're reading on glass right now. Really, it's actually pulling mana glass, huh? Why mana glass? What recipe is that for? Or did it just pull what mana glass I had in the system in order to craft stuff? No, it actually went ahead and made mana glass. Okay, I've got a broken recipe somewhere. Oh, also, you are... yeah, that was almost a full stack of coal blocks there. Hmm. Well, here, let's put that away. My collector thing here, apparently. No, it's whitelisted mana glass. It just didn't pick it up. There we go. And let me get my wand out. There you are. Oh, I don't have augments on here. Okay. I should probably do that then. All right, yeah, found out what it was. It was the steel casings. For some reason, it had mana glass in their recipe. When I checked the recipe, it didn't. It just had regular glass. So I changed the recipe so it was on exact mode only, and that seems to have fixed it. And yeah, our sulfur dioxide's going down fairly quick here. All right, and you are... Did you finally back stuff with the... Oh, you did. Wow, how much is this old then? 81, or basically 8,200 buckets. Okay. All right. Where am I going to put my induction cell? Dang it. Been putting the big multi-blocks along the hallway here. I can probably shoehorn it in here, though. All right, so this is where my cell's going to live. And went ahead and got the ports hooked up. This is going to be outputting to the general network, and then I've got another one here. And this is going to be inputting from the generators network. All right, so we need a total of 27 blocks to fill the inside of this thing up. And remember correctly, there can be no air blocks inside of here. If for another reason there's a feral flare lantern here, and if there's an airspace in there, it'll try putting a light block inside, and that'll mess up the multi-block here. Feral flares are great, except for that one function where they will break multi-blocks if you're not careful. All right, and did we just run out of lithium? Really? No, we didn't. It's just, okay, the crystallizer is faster than what the concentrator can keep up with. Not a problem. You and you. There we go. Yep. There we go. So how are we doing for lithium now? We are... enough I can do 2 more ultimates anyway. So we have induction provider. Let's go ahead and get another one of these. That'll enable our multi-block to do up to 100 million RF a tick. And let's just bump it to 150 million. Because I'm going to be making a gigantic turbine here soon. So I want to make sure that we have the ability to actually handle the output from that turbine. There we go. So I need 25 more blocks now. Oh. It's only like 6,000-ish lithium. Actually, that's the question. Do you require lithium? I don't think the providers do. No, the providers do. Okay. How about the cells? Yeah, so they both require lithium. Well, dang. All right, well, while it's running, let's go ahead and run over this way. We're going to head over to our nether portal. And... oh, that's right. I did set one up for where my reactor's at. There we go. I actually put the reactor in the end, and this is going to be the size of my fission reactor. 16 stacks of reactor glass went into this thing. I kept having to go back for more. It's 1 stack per layer. This is an 18 by 18 by 18 reactor housing, pretty much. Yeah. I have no idea how much steam this thing's going to produce, but I'm going to have to build a max-size turbine here next to it. And yeah, but I mean, just that's how big it can get. I'm honestly looking forward to being able to pull this off, so. But I need to clear more area out for the turbine. But before I worry too much about that, I need to get my induction cell up and running. Because otherwise I'm just going to nuke everything because it's not going to have a place to dump power. We do actually have trash cans, though. We do have energy trash cans. Can void energy, can also limit the energy transfer rate, which is awesome. So once the induction cell is full, I'll be able to just avoid excess energy, and that way I don't have to worry about the turbine backing up, and then just everything going kaboom. Which I've had happen before, and it's not a pretty sight. Looks like everything is kind of sort of backstuffed. You're still working. You're almost backstuffed, though. Okay. And then these machines will backstuff, and then everything will be just ready and waiting for the reactor to kick into life. Sulfur is going to be an issue, though. And we can look for sulfur ore with the ore laser. Any biome but the end. Okay. But yeah, I completely tanked my sulfur. Oh, I've got 26. 27 now. So why aren't you... oh, because I set the recipe up to do a stack at a time. And since there's less than a stack in the system, it's not going to try to provide it. Gotcha. Okay. But I think for now, I'm going to have to AFK for a bit. I've got enough lithium dust for 1 right now. But like I said, I need 6,000-ish. Just 6,200, I guess, would be a good way of putting it, of lithium dust. And we're up to 300. But the good news is it's actually going relatively quick. We're getting like, what, 1 a second? So that's not going to take too long. But I'm not going to keep recording the entire time it's going on either. All right, so we're back at the reactor now. And I'm not sure how many of these this is going to take. So 8 per row. Right, and there's 16 rows. So we're looking at 2 stacks per layer. Oh, what did I sign myself up for? The good news is I should be able to Builder's Wand the rest of the layers once I get this bottom one filled in. I think I brought over 10 stacks, so it'll be a start anyway. Oh, messed up. And I am really curious to see how well this thing will perform whenever I get the entire thing put together. Do we even need to actually have this airspace in between? I don't remember. So I've always done it, but that could just be because I'm used to building, like, big reactors and whatnot. But it would make sense to have the space in between because you do need to have water in here. Oh, of course. Last one. All right. Oh, there's that. And I made a bunch of control rods. I'm going to need, I think, probably 2 stacks of control rods. Right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I'm going to need another stack of control rods and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 22 more stacks of these the assemblies. Mission field assembly. All right, well, let's put these guys in here for now. Is there like a netherite wand? No. Okay. At least not one that can be upgraded from the diamond. But I did get the induction cell fully completed. And right now we're sitting at, well, just under 16,000 or 16 billion forge energy out of 36 trillion. It's going to take a while to fill up, but that's okay. All right, go here. Vision, actually need the controls. I'm going to get those done first before I forget. Stack that, and now visions, I need 22 stacks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, here, let's get some of this stuff put away. And I got the reactor ports on me. Oh, I had crafters on me. Whoops. Why do I have a trash can on me? Completely forgot why I have that. Oh, well. Oh, we actually needed to craft cakes. Wow, I actually ran out of cakes. Hey, they're done. I have 1 inventory slot left. Wow. All right, here, let's put this here. That's fully repaired now. I'm going to need a lot more reactor casings to finish the top off, too. Hey, perfect. And the wand almost broke. Could have done maybe 1 more layer without it breaking. There we go. This will be our input for water. And let's let's go ahead and get our configurator back out. Yeah, input only. That'll work. Let's go ahead then put another one of these here on input. And we're going to get our entangler porter down there. There we go. We got our fissile fuel in there. I just need to put a pressurized tube there, and everything should be fine. And we configure you to output waste. Oh, this is really cramped right here. All right, so reactor's done. I cleaned out an area here. Well, it's not done. I still have to put the control rods up top. And I forgot to grab reactor casings while I was back at my terminal. But I got the framework of the turbine done. And so right about here, we're going to need 8 rotor shafts. And then we need 2 turbine blades per. I made some extras, which, whoops, oh well. That is a tiny turbine for the size of this reactor, or this turbine, I just have to say. I mean, that is... it works, I guess. All right, now on top of this is going to go you. Let me look at the wiki here again. So max shaft height is 2 times length minus 5. So 14, not 8. Okay. So I need 6 more of those. All right, well, let's run back then. I don't know why I got 8. But, oh well. So, rotor, I need 6 more of those, was it? And then I'm going to need more blades, so... And I'm going to need 8 more of those. Oh yeah, reactor casing, right? Fission reactor casing, let's get another stack and a half of that on top of that. All right, so coming on up, turbine rotor. That's better. That looks a little more like it. Rotational goes on top of that. Okay, that looks a little bit better for the size of the reactor. Now we need 7 electromagnetic coils, which is the max you will ever need. Now, on the level of the rotational complex, pressure dispersers. Oop. Yeah, okay. Screwed that up, didn't I? One more. Need more dispersers. This is 2 stacks, by the way. Oh, also here, let's just do that and put it back. There we go. Another quest complete. And we are 1 quest away from completing mechanism. 1 quest away. So I needed, what, a stack and a half to complete it? Okay. So 3.5 stacks is what we needed for this. Now let's go ahead, fill it up to that layer with the structural glass. You're annoying me. Go in here for a while. Now, turbine vents. We're going to fill this entire area up with turbine vents. And I'm only doing 2 here for now because the builders want the ads done. Be careful not to misclick here because that's going to be a pain if I do that. Since I have to fly up here. Hey, and it says it's done. However, we can also replace the top with turbine vents. All right. All right. Vents 126 limiting, right? So 28, 7 coils, max production 6.12 million. That's it? Or 16.12. How many vents do I have left? Just over 2 stacks. Okay. And this thing's like only what, efficiency 3? Yeah, I need to upgrade this. It's a little too fast for most things, but with the stuff that I've been working on lately, yeah, it's kind of slow. And still limiting. Okay. I wonder if the dispersers and vents need to match, although not sure on that. Well, we're too short, so let's do these. Still limiting. All right, so what's the math on that again? Flow rate is determined by tank volume and vents. Whichever is less, each vent adds 16,000 millibuckets per tick of flow rate. And right now, max flow and capacity is hugely different, right? But now we're up to max production at 28 million. All right, so let's get this thing at least completed. And it'll at least give us an idea of what all we can accomplish with this. I might need to build another turbine on top of this. At least for this thing to run at max. So, because I put in every vent I could and it is still limited. I could increase the amount of vents, but I would have to decrease the size of the rotor. And I don't feel like tearing that thing apart to rebuild it, so that's the main thing. I'm lazy. I'm lazy enough I'd rather build a second turbine than deconstruct and rebuild the one that I've already made. Kind of weird, isn't it? And there, halfway done, right? Oh, of course. You're going to be that way because it's got the wonky hitbox. Because if I click here, it's going to place it on top. Because I'm clicking on the top of this open area here, not on the side. Like that. Oh, this is going to be frustrating doing this. Yep, see, it happened again. Ah, dang it. All right, and it's missing something now, isn't it? Dang it, I thought that was the last block to place. And it's not activating, so got the reactor ports in. I better not be missing like a piece of glass somewhere. That would be really annoying to try and find. And it's not like Mechanism multi-blocks actually have a controller. So it's not like there's a block I can click on and be like, okay, what's not valid? Oh, I bet I know what it is. That thing. All right, so let's come over here. Let's grab ourselves torches, including a mega torch. Oh, I need a frozen pearl as well. One of these. Missing, I need either ice or packed ice, and I don't have either of those. Right. How am I going to make ice easily? Dang it. So what do you, frozen lake? Yeah, no, I don't need that one. So just regular ice, right? So that's an option. Ice charges, but I need blizz powder for that, which I need blizz cubes, and there's no recipe to make those in this pack anyway. I could turn water to ice and then silk touch it, I guess. All right. Philosopher Stone. I need my Ebertide. Actually, can I... What is it, like the Zero Ring or whatever it is? Or the Ring of Arcana. Do I have one of those? I don't. I might be able to make one, though. Oh, I have one in here. Okay, cool. So can I do you and you? No, I can't. Go figure, right? I can't even use these to fill up buckets with, really? All right, how about we go grab ourselves like 4 of these. Come over here and be like, hey, fill those up, would you? There we go. And now you go to make that. You, come here. Thank you. Wow, that updated really quickly. I'm gonna have to break this one too, aren't I? It's like instantaneous on the thing. You're valid, though, which is odd because you're not. All right, let's get our mega torch down, just to make sure that I don't have to worry about stuff spawning up here. Be annoying if a shulker got inside of here or something. Let me just try breaking that and replacing it now. No go. Pretty sure there's no more ferroflare light sources around here. What the heck am I missing for this? All right. And so the issue was I put the control rods on the top layer. They need to be countersunk by one. They need to be on the top of these structures here, not part of the casing. All right, so that's, yeah, 2 sets of assemblies that I just kind of wasted. Oh well. But we should have complete access to this thing now. Heat capacity is 1.7 J/K. Joules. Is that joules? I don't know. J is usually joules, right? Max burn rate is 1,920 millibuckets per tick. Wow. That's 2 buckets a tick of nuclear fuel. I don't think I can produce that with what I have going right now. Okay, so you're my fissile fuel. So let's get our tubes down and our pipes. And I'm going to set your top to be output. Up, top, gases. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to have to rework my fuel system if I want to run this thing in max speed. I can tell that already. Now this is set right now for coolant. So this is going to be water returning to the reactor. So fluids, here we go. And you can probably hold off for a moment, actually. This is going to be the same thing. It's going to be coolant returning from the turbine. But I need to fill this thing up with water before we do anything else. And then this is going to be steam leaving the reactor and going over here to the turbine. So steam is a tube. And then we'll do that. This is going to be steam leaving the reactor going into the turbine. So we're going to do the same thing here again. But we are going to set your up like so. And then your sides, nope. I clicked through the middle of that thing. And set to auto eject. Doesn't make a difference really, but and then up here, which is dark as all get out. All right, let's go ahead and get some lighting going here. These are going to be coolant. And for that, we're going to need mechanical pipes hooked up to the vents here. Oh, this is going to take forever to break. All right. Careful not to misplace these. And this will be cooled water going back into the reactor to get heated up yet again. All right, and I got an aqueous accumulator hooked up here. We're pumping water into the reactor. This is going to take a really long time to fill up. Is there a... Okay, there's the fuel surface area. Boil efficiency is 1 and 0. but it doesn't actually say like the size of the tank. We're probably looking at 16,000 buckets. Which means I need to get to work on getting sulfur coming in badly. All right, you are still running. You're probably fine on lithium. I'm not building another induction cell anytime soon. And I don't need to be wasting the power. Yeah, quote, wasting. Also, I think I've been dumping lithium straight into my drives and not. Yeah, we've got enough to make another, well, almost enough to make another induction cell that size. All right, what did I just pick up? Oh, okay, I see. Netherite scrap. I grabbed it off the conveyor belt over here. I do miss Magneticraft's conveyor belts because they actually held the item as opposed to just the item moving along the top of it. All right. There's no like recipe. Wait, no. Yeah, there's nowhere to click here to see the recipes. In here though, and it's 1 to 1. Okay, cool. I'm just kind of curious about that. We're doing okay-ish in sulfur. We have more than the last time I checked, but the number's going down rapidly. So yeah, this little system here is not going to be enough for the size of reactor I want to run. So we need to do something about that. How's our uranium doing anyway? 22,000 still. Okay. We did used to have more uranium than uraninite though. So yeah, we have chewed through quite a bit of uranium as well. But yeah, the reactor over there still isn't even full. So I would love it if there was a way that I could, like some sort of tool I could click on this and see like the average throughput over like 2 minutes or whatever. You know, so we can roughly see how much we're generating per tick. That would be kind of handy to have. Kind of curious here. Let's go over to our induction cell. Right. Our input is right around 800,000 right now. Seems kind of low, actually. Well, you're currently generating power. Okay. And so are you. Between the two of them, that's a million roughly, right? 470-ish for that one and 440 for this one right now, but there we go. Now it's back up to 489. So let's say like 950,000-ish from there. Plus we have the spirited reactor. It's still running as well. And yeah. Dang. We are chewing through a ton of power right now. Not necessarily a bad thing, but at the rate we're going, I'm really going to need this reactor that we're setting up, so. So our two main issues for that reactor are sulfur and uranium. Now, how's our fluorite doing? It's not doing so bad. It's 36,000-ish, it looks like. And we get that from washing sand, so we're actually getting a decent amount of that right now. Yeah, we get more fluorite than sulfur from washing. Should probably set up another laser drill and just focus it on, say, sulfur. Oh, you look at that. I imagine that happened on a world restart, where it stopped for a split second and it grabbed all those. Oh, that's something else I didn't show off. Um, we are currently making gravel and then running it through the millstone, and that's getting us more iron, zinc, and sand. And that's just going straight into the system here. Making that stuff, I did chew through a lot of steel and whatnot, so... How is our steel doing right now? 2100. Yeah, I chewed through a lot of steel making those reactors. Well, the reactor and the turbine. But, how are we doing on ores, right? Okay, well, we got a good amount of the dimensional shard ore just sitting around. I need to figure out a way to auto-process this, and that's why I have this block breaker here from Engineers to Core. Because that'll work just fine for doing that. But, downside is there's no fortuning with that. There is... I think there's a refined fortune upgrade, right? Yeah, we can do like a Fortune 3. I just need a Fortune 3 book, which I think I've got one somewhere. And then this goes in the deconstructor. It's an idea. Because Fortune 3 is going to give me better results on a lot of the ores than just processing will. Oh, what the heck? Wrong tool. Hempcrete. There we go. Do I have any of the, like, fluorite things? Yep, there they are. There. I always seem kind of dark over here anyway, so... can do that and it'll light up the area quite a bit. And I added a smelting factory. This thing's only job is to make large amounts of glass. Because, yeah. I need a lot of glass for that induction casing down there. Or induction cell, whatever. Alright, well, I'm going to let everything run for a while. Probably going to go ahead and make another laser drill. Focus it almost purely on sulfur at this point. And if I want more uranium, I can always go through and set up another hammer with a deep slate generator. And because uranium and uraninite both come from crushed deep slate. I'm getting a ton of niter, but I don't really have any uses for it. We can make fighter grow with it. And gunpowder. How about niter dust? The same. So yeah, I mean, step up your gain thermal. You know, a resource like that, make it something we can use. All right, so yeah, I've come to the conclusion I need to up my my production of charcoal. Actually, I got 6,100 right now, which is not bad, but it needs to be better because I can turn charcoal into mechanism sulfur. And see, I forgot what I was going to look at there. But if we come down here, I've actually got a small botany pot tree farm going here, which is probably not going to be fast enough. No, there's no probably. It's definitely not fast enough. This machine is sitting idle for way too long. But what we do is we birch logs down, turn it into charcoal. Charcoal goes into here, mixes with oxygen and water, and becomes sulfur with a byproduct of hydrogen, which goes to here and gets dumped. Hey, it just kicked on a little bit. There it goes. That's 12 hopper botany pots, and it's just not not able to keep this running full time, which it would need to in order for everything to happen. So I need to do probably, would a create tree farm be better? Probably. Over here, we've got two ore lasers going. This one is set for highest chance for uranium. Right here. And uranium and emerald, pretty much. This one over here is set for yellow, which is gold and sulfur. So that's a little bit of a supplement on top of everything else we're doing. Right. Let's change your color to gray, because I forgot I already had... That's actually light gray, not white, but yeah. Yep. And this thing is finally full. 583,200 buckets of water to fill this thing up. That took way, way longer than I thought it would. But I went ahead and got our pressurized reaction chamber down here. We are going to need polonium, which we need liquid polonium, which comes from the pressurized reaction chamber. We need sulfur for this as well. But it's water, right? It cycles through everything because Create does weird things to liquids. But water, nuclear waste, sulfur equals polonium. And then polonium is water, polonium, fluorite dust equals polonium pellets, and spent nuclear waste, which we're going to have to find a way to deal with this. We're just going to store it somewhere, which I haven't quite gotten around to yet. I believe everything is going to work as intended. So fuel goes in here, waste will come out here. Water input is in these two here. And steam outlet is here and here, which matches up with steam inputs here and here. And then our water return is there and there. All right. Okay, temperature is climbing. We're currently working at a burn rate of 0.1 millibucket a tick right now. And I'm just going to slowly increase this as we go. But our heating rate is currently 0 millibuckets a tick. Means this thing's not warm enough to boil water yet. I forget exactly which temperature Kelvin it is to boil water. But I have to basically kind of just wait and see at this point. Takes a while for something this big to heat up, too. But at 0.1 millibuckets a tick, I'm producing more than enough power, or more than enough fuel to keep this thing running. And we're getting nuclear waste in here. Awesome. I do need sulfur for this. Yeah, we got time, right? Oh, this was... I was going to hook up a ore laser over here. And I found out there's no ores you can get from the end. So, it did absolutely nothing. Sulfur, right? Get a few stacks that made. You can see it's just pulling it out basically as soon as it gets it in there. All right, 10 should work for now. Hey, we're actually heating water now, though. Okay. Currently generating about 7,000 ARF a tick right now, which is not bad. It will speed up. Well, as the turbine speeds up, it'll generate more power. Steam is building up inside of there. Water is currently going down. All right. So our flow rate is 1850. Our heat rate is 1860, right? So as soon as this reaches or 1860, it should stabilize. Come on, get there. It takes forever with the larger machines. So 1859, and we are still gaining water steam in here. Here we go. And it's stabilized. This side hasn't, though. That is still draining water pretty quickly. This side is stable. So we should see it stabilizing soon because it should be a closed loop circuit. Also, let me just go ahead and drop this off in here. It got partially there. Oh, I never gave it power. That would make a difference. Oh, yeah, I've got a bunch here. You know what? Right here. Hey, 40 millibuckets of polonium. All right. So right now this thing is still... This is stabilized. So it's a question of where the hell is the water going? Okay, empty, empty. And this side's not even doing anything, right? 1860 millibuckets there. So here's the question. Heating rate is 1860. It's using 1860 over here. Where's all the water going? Here, let's go ahead and bump this up to, say, 0.4. 7860. Okay, that's now speeding up over here. And we're still being limited by the amount of vents that we can use. But it shouldn't be an issue at this speed, or this low speed here. 7859. And should see that tick up to 7860 any second now. Now, I have not put a plug on this thing. Oh. Okay, well, I forgot how good this thing is. Right, so actually I have to hook it up to a valve, don't I? Okay, we'll just destroy everything while we're at it. Nope. Tube goes here. There we go. There, now it'll actually hook up. And generators. Bypass limit. There we go. So 31,000 right now. 7860. Stabilized, it's just bouncing back and forth now. You are still draining now. So that does beg the question, where the hell's the water going? It's not sitting in the pipes, not sitting in the entangler porters. Not sitting in this pipe or that one there. And yeah, it's still going down at actually a pretty decent rate. This is stabilized though. That is just really odd. Alright, so still running. Water is still disappearing. I've tried to, doing direct connections now, which means I can probably just go ahead and get rid of these. And let's go ahead and... I think I know just what happened, and if that's the case, I am... Yeah. Not the smartest. Let's see. Site config, fluid, inject at the top. Yeah, and that's already injecting out the top there. So it should have been fine. But at the same time, even if these weren't actually pushing out of here, this pipe here should have at least had some sort of water flowing through it. So, okay, that's not the issue then. Let me just go ahead and get rid of all the entangle porters. Just in case something's going on, they're acting like a trash can instead of, you know, a usable machine. Yeah, I'll pick that up later. Well, it's nice over here where I can't hear the reactor. Alright, and yep, still losing water, even with direct connections. The funny thing is that rotor has not moved at all. I'm not pushing enough steam through it to actually make the rotor do anything. Do I have to cover every vent? I hope not. So instead, I'm going to drop the idea of making this a closed-looped system. And I'm just going to make a bunch of pumps up here. And I need this guy then. All right, cool. All right, so I just added a bunch of pumps in, and dang it. There we go. Yeah. 28 pumps, I think. Max upgraded. And now we're actually having a net gain on water. Which means I should probably just add a trash can in over on this side. Just to make sure that this thing doesn't fill up with water or what have you. The water's just disappearing though, which is annoying. Our flow rate is 7,800 millibuckets per tick. Our max is 11 million millibuckets a tick. So we've got a long way to go on this. And let's check on... Okay, 740. So yeah, I need to get sulfur over here. And that is still full. And it's actually higher than it was when we started the reactor. So we're not having exactly steady production, but... it's consistent enough that it's a net gain over the long term. But yeah, I mean, there's not even heated coolant here, so it's definitely going there. It's not backing up in here or anything. It's just disappearing. Which I've had that happen before, and I can't remember how I fixed it. It's been a while. But I am going to go ahead and call this an episode. Thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next one, this is Sign signing out. Have fun.